we reduce the purchasing power of the people, we can further slow down the economy. Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the net get bigger and we'll take in more taxes, and that is what we must do in the country.
Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. That was President Bola Tinubu before he became president, laying out the kind of economic blueprint using the tax that he would do if he was in power. Now, he was speaking at a colloquium of his at that time, because you and I know that President Bola Tinubu refused to attend any of the debates for the presidential candidates. And Nigerians are in the dark. We are in the dark on what truly he's going to do when he becomes president, except his claim at that time that he's going to continue where Buhari stopped. But this was a clearest indication of what he wanted to do, and which he's doing now. Because right now you will agree with me that he has succeeded in reducing the purchasing power of the Nigerian people. He has slowed down the economy, and he has also widened the tax net. He's widening the tax net. This is where he's now having problem with the North. Widening the tax net. Widening the tax net. He keep on widening it since he became president. Now he had 4 bills on tax reform. We're going to look at the reason why he is not succeeding in convincing the Northerners that he meant well in the 4 new bills that he has sent to the National Assembly. This is because those 4 bills, tax reform bill, is facing a lot of resistance. The Northern governors rejected it. The Northern traditional rulers rejected it after their meeting in Kaduna, and they called for him to withdraw it, to rejig it. And also the National Economic Council, headed by the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, also said that the bill should be withdrawn. But President Bola Tinubu insisted that it has to go to the National Assembly, and that if anybody has any issue with it, let the person go to the National Assembly and make his own presentation at the public hearing, or as some people are saying, through the lawmakers. Okay? But because the president is very determined to push this thing forward, and his intention to do that without even the support of the governors, who are members of the National Economic Council, has now created a situation where the president has divided the North, the Northern lawmakers. There are those who believe that the bill is not in Northern interest and that it is dead on arrival. That include people like Ali Dube. That also include people like Abdulmuminu Jubrin, who supports the bill. Okay, so let us listen to the 2 sides of the argument. Those why Ndume want it, and why Jubril and Dume, sorry, insist that the bill is dead on arrival. Meanwhile, Abdul Mumenu, who is of the NMPP from Kano, said the bill is not dead on arrival. And we now look at the possibility of that bill passing with or without the Northern Governor's approval. What it means. Let's listen to what they have to say.
The National Economic Council has said that we should withdraw, the president should withdraw the bill, should do more consultation, and he should carry Nigerians and the public. But if it goes on like that, I can tell you that it will be dead on arrival.
Well, I don't think the North is against it. If you look at the chains of discussions and the meetings and the rest, I think there's also the crisis of perception. Generally, the president, because of his background, he's seen as a tax and revenue active person. So the moment you hear issues like that, even without reading it or going through the details of the bill, everybody will quickly draw a conclusion that the bill is against the North. One thing I only want to say before making the next point is I should, anytime you engage anybody who is having a conversation on these bills, ask them questions to be sure they've read the bill. Many people who are commenting on it haven't even gone through their details. The North might be, as you are saying, because we've not had a referendum to be able to say, oh, the North is against the bill or not against the bill.
So the North is not against the bill.
It's just a matter of...
You are a leader of an NNPP, a party that is very strong in Kano State. I'm going to ask you, Honorable, is there a consensus in the North that this bill should be shut down?
It is not a consensus in the North that this bill should be shut down. And talking for myself, and also how I know the National Assembly operates in terms of following procedures of passage of bills, I can be able to tell you authoritatively that the bill is not dead on arrival. And personally, I've explained to you that hundreds of clauses in these bills are things that we've been pursuing for ages. And I will be able to tell you this, that with the work that we're going to do, thorough work, transparent work for Nigerians to see all the clauses, the details and everything, I can confidently tell you that the bill will go through the processes in National Assembly and it will be passed. And after the passage of the bills, Nigerians will be able to see and understand that the bill is not inimical to the interests of the country, neither is it inimical to the interests of the northern part of the country. The major issue of concern, particularly to the North, is the VAT. The bill in itself provided for a buffer for that, but I don't even want to go into that particular details. But
you have listened today to northern lawmakers at the National Assembly. One is for that the bill is dead on arrival. The tax reform bill is dead on arrival. The other one is that it holds a lot of opportunity for the North. The bill is good for the nation and everybody. That's abandonment, Jubril. And they are not alone. There are even former Senator Sheikh Husani has also weighed in, saying that Adindume was wrong. Adindume and the northern governors and the others who were opposed to the bill, that they were wrong. He particularly kicked Alindume because Alindume said that even though he has not read the bill, it is not right to be taxing people at this time when there is so much suffering in Nigeria, because people don't really have anything again to be taxed. But former Senator Sheikh Husani who was the senator under the H Senate. You know, that Senator Shehu Sani, his take recently has been very suspicious in the sense that it seems to me that he is trying to worm himself into Bola Ahmed Tinubu so that he can, you know, displace El-Rufai and become something politically powerful in Kaduna State. Perhaps he wants to be governor. Perhaps he wants to return to the Senate. I have seen his pandering to anything that Tinubu says. He justifies it as much as possible. So I take his take with a pinch of salt. Even Abdul Mumene himself, Abdul Mumene is an ally of President Bola Ahmed, even though he's in NNPP now, but he had always been a campaigner for Tinubu when they were all in APC. He was among the first to be doing television rounds on why Tinubu is the best candidate. At that time, APC had not chosen a presidential candidate. He was among those doing television runs, going from one TV house to another. But somewhere along the line, his godfather in Kano State, Kwankwaso, formed a new party. And he has to move to that new party. So I'm not surprised that he is on the side of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I'm sure that his appearing on that television was deliberate to show Tinubu that he's not every northern lawmaker. Is concluding like Alin Dume that the matter tax reform is dead on arrival. Of course, you know that Alin Dume himself has suffered some consequences as a result of his perceived opposition to some of the policies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even though they belong to the same party. Now, which brings us to the vexed issue of why is it that the North does not trust Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even without the things Abdulmumin Jubril is saying that that bill was well-intentioned and all that. They do not trust President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made questionable judgments in his handling of the Nigerian economy. So whatever benefit he wants to convey to the North that they will benefit, it's not resonating with them. First, the man removed fuel subsidy and they are suffering the consequences of it. The man floated the naira. These are policies that are hurting. So telling them that expanding the tax net, that the VAT is going to benefit them more now, they don't want to believe it. They don't trust him because of his past record. But he believed that he can push it even without their support. Why did the president believe that he can do that without even the governor's support? Even without the National Economic Council support, which is his vice president is the chairman. Why does he believe so? My thinking is that already there is a divided northern lawmakers on this matter. And then with a rubber stamp National Assembly leadership, they believe that they can pull it through with or without the northern support. But the truth of the matter is that if he is able to push it without the northern support at the National Assembly, he will pay the price consequently in 2027 This is because there will be consequences for him in 2027. Already, some northern leaders have threatened that if he goes ahead with this tax reform bill as he intended to be, if he goes ahead, despite their objections to it, that he will pay a price. I believe that he could be able to push it because of the way the National Assembly is now, a divided northern lawmakers. Because when the North is united in the National Assembly, they can kill any bill. But when you divide them and you have a rubber stamp leadership in the National Assembly, you can push anything you want and you will succeed. But there will be a price to pay for it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not even thinking about the merit or not the merit, or the merits or the merits of the tax reform. The truth of the matter remains that Nigerians are already overtaxed. And one of the things I found funny was a clip of the video of Abdul saying that civil servants in certain level were excluded, that civil servants were excluded from this tax reform. And then that small businesses, I don't know how they know the kind of small businesses that will not be taxed. But that's a huge joke. Because if you don't tax, you are not taxing the junior civil servants, you are not taxing small businesses. But the small businesses depends on those you are taxing to be able to survive. In other words, you are a small business person, you are not taxed, but the manufacturers are taxed. The major big businesses are taxed. You go to them to buy small, to come and sell in your small way, or to come and produce in your small way. And you think that the tax is not passed down to you and then passed down to the consumers. You know, this is simple elementary economics. So there's nobody that will be exempted. The idea that anybody is exempted is a ruse. Because at the end of the day, it will be passed down to everybody, whether we like it or not. Because VAT is a consumption tax. And whenever you purchase a product, you pay VAT, whether you like it or not. So, but that's not even where I'm going to. But what I'm emphasizing here is that Tinubu could be able to divide the northern lawmakers. He could be able to pass it. There is likely to be consequences of doing that. Because I believe that no policy of government should be cast in stone. He must carry everybody along. Already Nigerians are hurting by so much tax they are paying, electricity tax, because all these tariffs they keep on adding on a daily basis is hurting. It's hurting. And then to add more fire to it with all this tax reform. And some of the tax reform that Shehu Kumbale read out show that he has already itemized how these things will be increasing on a yearly basis. It will be increasing 12% to 25%. That's how you keep on going till 2028 and all that. And you think that that is a good thing for a struggling economy. It means that indeed the man wants to slow down the economy by widening the tax net. And of course, these are the reasons why Nigerians rejected him at the polls. Don't forget that over almost 15 million Nigerians rejected Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be president of Nigeria. Only 8.7 million people say that he should be president, according to INEC. That is if you believe INEC data. Okay? This is because Atiku Abubakar got 6.9 million votes, P2B 6.1 million votes, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso 1.4 million votes. All these votes are against Bola Ahmed Tinubu becoming president. So they didn't want that his kind of tax reform. that he was talking about. Tax reform that they are collecting that has not benefited Nigerian people. Because Nigerians even don't trust their government to even utilize the money effectively. That's why it pays them to pay it. I don't know what to think about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's insistence on pushing ahead with the tax reform, despite opposition from the north. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.